Hello, everyone. Hey, welcome to another episode of Case Closed. My name is Antoine Johnson. I want to talk about something here. I want to talk about an argument I was having with somebody on Facebook about basically about the Indians and Americans and stuff like that. And I was basically telling them how American Indians were almost basically wiped out the face of this earth and all this other stuff. And this person was like saying, well, white people were slaves too, and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Listen, like I told them, listen, we're talking about the land of America, not every other land. See, the thing I hate about people when you have a debate with them is when they bring up other countries. And yes, white people were slaves. Listen, besides that, since the dawn of man, people have been enslaved. They have been. Blacks, white, doesn't matter. Roman times, Greece time, doesn't matter. It's always happened. It always happened. And the very first thing I tell people when I have this argument with people is that when you talk about America, that is what I'm talking about. Yes, Indians slaved each other. The problem is, though, facts is facts. They were almost wiped out. Kids were raped. They were murdered. They families was ripped apart. They got slaved and they brought. I mean, it is what it is. America has blood on its hands. It's been had that. But the problem is, though, with people like that that can't accept that, and then they wonder why the country is at the peak where it's at now, that is why. Because people refuse to accept the sins of America, and they always come up with a bullshit reason of, well, it happened so long ago. I hate that fucking reason. Or it happened so long ago. People are that was alive then, ain't alive now. So why you even worried about it and this and that? Listen, like I told somebody, my grandpa served in World War II. He was 94 when he died. He died like 3 years ago. He served in World War II. And as he served in World War II, he couldn't go to diners. He couldn't eat here. He couldn't eat there. He was called the N word. Then my grandmama and him had to move because then, let's say for instance, around the time period they had my mom. My mom couldn't go to certain schools. This was in the '60s. She couldn't go to certain schools. And when she tried to go to certain schools, she was called the N and this and that. They was forced out of their neighborhood and they had to move into a low income place. And as they was living in a low income place, they actually found some type of gain a little wealth, this and that, and that's basically how my life went. But when I was younger, I was called an N, I was called this in this little school. I was born in the '80s, so I was still called an N. I was still called a lot of things. I got chased at home by a bunch of white kids before, got beat up. Me and my brothers always had fights, got jumped a lot, was called that and called this. So when people tell me stupid shit like that, the very first thing I tell people is like, the stuff wasn't long ago. I mean, listen, it's 2020. In this today's time, you may think that happened so long ago, but it doesn't. A lot of people are still scarred with those pains. Definitely if you got parents in their 60s. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think that's the Civil Rights Act was what, in like 54, 57. It was like 50, 60 years ago, I believe. So you have parents anywhere around that time period, they dealt with a lot of shit. And then there's one person, well, my family didn't own slaves. No one's talking about you. No one's talking about every white person in the world. But the sins of America is the sins of America. That is what people are trying to tell you guys. But you guys refuse to fucking listen. You just want to argue. You want to make stupid fucking points and stuff like that that doesn't make any sense. No one's asking for nothing but just to be seen equal and just let's get past the sins. Let's try to make laws that get past it. But you can't get past the sins of America when you still have laws in place, definitely in the Constitution, that kind of hinders everything that people try to do. Because everyone wants to pay politics with the fuck they want to do when it comes to freedom and how people live their lives. America is supposed to be the land of the free, but people don't feel safe or free when you get called Mexicans, rapists, and drug dealers. And when black people are in low income housing and stuff like that, they're basically being called lazy or something like that. Or only black people's on welfare, I guess, huh? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like black people are killing black people at an alarming rate because of this and that, and the Chicago killings, this and that. Like, listen, okay, black people kill black people, white people kill white people. If you look at the statistics of both of those things, they're both probably damn near the same. And then you may look at it and say, well, this and that, this and that, this and that, black on white crime, or black on white crime, white on black. I mean, all that shit is low. But when it comes to the same race, that shit's high on any type of race. So it doesn't matter. Let's just be besides all that, let's get to a point where we all love each other. But we can't do that because we're playing politics and we're playing favoritism on who we like. Oh, it's the left doing this, or it's the right doing this. It's this or that. Man, this is crazy, and no one's fucking listening. Everyone wants to fucking argue. Everybody wants to have this or say this. Want to listen to Candace Owens' stupid ass, but don't want to listen to Roland Martin. Don't want to listen to certain people that were telling you how to handle the situation, but they'd rather listen to somebody else that's basically telling you, that's basically spreading more hate than actually trying to help. I mean, I'm done with this conversation. Y'all figure it out. Because if we don't figure it out, America's going to burn. It's not going to be nobody's fault but the motherfuckers sitting around that won't accept the fact that we have to change history. We need to look into the future for our kids' sake and everyone else's. Or it is what it is. Have a good day, America.